Alright, hello, welcome back to another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video here. So I meant to, record this last night. We had rather the data download, and of course, I suppose I should have pulled this up to the beginning. We have special equips, for this new LR. Now this is worth saying, I'm going to keep reminding people, just set your expectations in check, just in case. I really hope this isn't the case, but currently, the ongoing Dokkan Day is the second to last one. This should be the second to last character with a special equip, because both of these things were meant to be ended at the end of the 10th year. Now, I will say I think it's definitely very possible they keep these sort of perks ongoing, because I feel like they know how much people like them. But until we know that they do, just we're in the end game of them, unfortunately. I really hope they keep them going though. They're just so good. So of course we do have the usual plus 1200 raw defense, which I think will be pretty good. Oh, by the way, so it is currently, once again, I meant to record this last night. I was grinding the final part of the world tournament. I finished with 300, like 32 million points or 35 million, something shit like that. It was a process that I'm never doing again. Even with the SSR ticket changes, I'm going for 30 mil and I'm out every fucking time. I've had it. That was tough grinding in those highest ranks. I've never been that high before, so yeah. But anyway, it is just about 7 a.m. my time I'm recording this. The characters come out both at the same time, which is pretty cool, at 11 p.m. my time on the 15th. So, 16 hours away from the time I'm recording this. I'm sure you could figure out that math for yourself. Um, but yeah, so they're rapidly approaching. Hopefully, people can get lucky with their Dokkan Day tickets. I will, of course, record mine. Now, just to jump in here, we have Gohan. Now, I do really like to have them in the parentheses off to the side, just so you can see how big of a difference it makes. And in particular, Gohan, you need all the defense you can get, right? He doesn't have any Phase 2 stats. Now, you can fix that with characters like Vegeta Trunks or AGL Kid Gohan that are on Bond of Master and Disciple. And by the way, I know a lot of people don't really like Vegeta Trunks that much, but honestly, I'd say give them a try. I think they're going to perform much better than people liked of them not doing, right? With all the support on the team, there's no way they don't look good. So I guess we'll have to see, but I just can't see them doing poorly. But future Gohan. Considering he doesn't get Phase 2 stats, it's like the number. We're talking like 117 or 27, excuse me, thousand difference here, 143,000 difference. Like the actual numbers themselves aren't like the biggest difference. But keep in mind, if you have two dupes, which this is Rainbow, we'll show 55% in a moment. If you have two dupes, you can also put the gold dodge defense equip on, or any other variation of a defense equip that might be related to gold. I forget all the. I think there's some that have defense but aren't the gold dodge. But anyway, if you put that on, that'll help as well. And I really think it's important to stress that every bit of defense will help this guy, right? He has, after the revive buff, guard, he has 60% damage reduction. This is, we're talking like Rose, right? That's exactly what Rose has. And, even with 60% damage reduction guard, Rose can take damage. He's pretty tanky. I feel like a lot of people overhate him. I really like him, even at 55%, which is what mine is, but he can take damage, right? So, I would say I think going for the defense equips is definitely the play, personally. I would also say, given, that he stacks temporarily, right? 3 turns, probably like full additional. I mean, he got 60% crit. I don't really think he needs more crit. I guess if you want to go dodge, you could. But I think additional and like raw defensive stats is what I'd suggest for him. And he should be pretty good, honestly. Now moving on to 55% future Gohan here. Obviously, I mean he's going to be considerably worse. This is an int character, so int characters get 5,000 to all stats at Rainbow. 2,000 every character gets, well, every premium character rather gets 2,000 to all stats at 55%. So we're talking a 3,000 defense difference between the two scenarios here, and it does make a pretty big difference, right? Um, and once again, I mean, 60% damage reduction, guard, like it's a pretty good combo. Um, but like would I say it's enough? Like I don't know. You know what? Out of curiosity, I actually haven't. I usually like to check this. So, I mean, let's say 2 mil defense, right? This is because I did 40% support, right? Even though this character can have a lot more than 40%, I did 40% before we knew about the EZA, or at least before I knew about EZA, LR Future Gohan Trunks, and then there's also all the other characters on the team. Like you're going to have more support than this, but this is just the way I usually set it up, and I feel like it's unfair to give literally every single individual type of buff you can get. 10% SA support from Vegeta Trunks, tag Vegeta active skill. Like it, I think you get the point there. It's just meant to show like a average baseline or whatever. But anyway, so you know I like to throw out that 20 mil super roughly from Rose. I know it can get a little higher, but so he has 60% damage reduction, right? So I mean we're talking 12 mil damage you'll take off, right? So now it's an 8 mil super. He also has guard after the revive, which, you know, Trunks I feel like is pretty good defensively, but we're just focusing on Gohan at the moment. So that's another 0.5. And it's a 4 mil super now, right? 2 mil is not enough. Even at Rainbow, we're talking 2.3, 2.4. So you really do need, this is what I'm trying to get across here. I mean, those phase 2 stats will make a pretty massive difference, right? You got to think like AGL Kid Gohan specifically will give him 15% phase 2, as well as 20% link skill phase, which will massively boost his defense. You could also have Vegeta Trunks, once again. I mean, they will be pretty important on the team, I feel, for like AGL Future Gohan for his defense, for example. So, I mean, you can get this guy to be really, really tanky, but it does. You do also need to keep in mind like the other characters on the team, I feel, to accomplish that. Like honestly, even at 55%, I mean that is the good thing about, you know, guard damage reduction. Even at 55%, because he doesn't have phase 2 stats, it's not like the biggest difference between Rainbow. You could definitely still like get enough support to get him be able to live big supers. And honestly, I find it kind of interesting. I don't know specifically. You know, it's not like I've tried it out or anything, but keep in mind, I mean, 60% damage reduction guard, that's the sort of combo that would allow characters to tank built up Gohan in the Gohan GOAThan Trunks fight. I'm not saying this guy will, but I'm saying it's worth noting, right? Uh, Another thing I feel like is worth noting, so we'll continue down here to Trunks now. Is sure this character looks pretty decent. I'm actually a pretty big future Gohan fan. I would say I would not advise summoning, right? I mean, New Year's is right around the corner. I do believe it's going to be special LRs of superhero, but you know, it's just me. Who knows? Which is another point. I mean, Bond of Master and Disciple could be getting several more new, like, powerful buffs very soon, both through EZAs as well as new cards. But that's just my opinion. I think it's going to be special LRs for New Year's. And then I think Namek and Daima are going to be the anniversary. So both of those, you know, all of those themes I'm pretty excited for personally. And it's just like a dual Dokkan Fest into a Dokkan Fest Carnival into a Dokkan Fest Carnival. because we're not after New Year's. We don't have anything new. Like January until the end of January when the Part 1 LR is released, we don't get anything new. I mean, maybe we'll have some like easy A's at the start of January, but like not a new summonable banner, right? Um, so I would not really advise summoning on this character, especially with the changes they made this year with Golden Week, or this year was Bronze Week, but where the Part 2 LR is no longer a yellow coin and it's Carnival, right? So that is where this character will return at the when is Golden Week again? It's the end of April or start of April, whatever I believe. Um, so I think it starts the end of April and moves throughout the April towards the end, or towards no, the end of April into like mid May. I think I could be wrong, but regardless of when it starts, when it ends, we do know it will be a Carnival LR, or at least it was this year. They announced it was going to be a change going forward, so I don't see why it would be different next year. So this is where that character should return. I mean, that'll be before like GDC. Oh, shut up, Windows. That'll be before GDC, right? But a decent bit of time where you could still safely spend stones. And we're moving into 11th anniversary. They're really hyping it up. I would say I don't think it's worth spending stones right now. I really don't. I mean, even if you're not too excited for like Namek Daima, I mean, maybe the characters are just gonna be like really insanely strong. It's definitely possible, because it's just like I don't see they're really hyping this up, like the wallpaper and the special missions leading up to it and all that. It's like they got something big planned. Maybe it's just like the new mode. I don't know. But anyway, yeah. So here's Gohan, or not Gohan, excuse me, Trunks. I've had him on the screen for a moment here. I mean, he has 80% dodge, right? He has the KO mechanic. His 30% damage reduction, like, I would say like start of turn, obviously he's a bit weaker to AOE's, but I mean the damage reduction and the dodge does help with that. It's just like if it's a dodge cancel fight, but it's not like there's a lot of dodge canceling AOE fights, to be fair. I mean, Gohan, Goten, Trunks, but that's Goten, Trunks don't have dodge cancel. It's just Gohan, and Goten, Trunks are the ones with the AOE. So, I mean, you'll be able to dodge most of the time before attacking, and then after attacking, well, he doesn't get to like explosive levels of defense, considering he only has 30% damage reduction. Once again, I mean, he has 80% dodge. He has the KO protection. So, the way he's designed, if you take a super, right, and it's like, oh fuck, I'm at 1 HP now, because that's what the KO would bring you to. I mean, you could just dodge the rest of the attacks within the turn, and then you win. So I do like how he's designed. I really do. And once again, I mean, same sort of deal. Even at 55%, while there is a considerable difference in defense, I mean, he's still pretty good, right? I mean, he still is going to accomplish his goal. Now, the start of turn, obviously, is a bit weaker than I would like, but it's not, like, horrible, all things considered. So, I don't know. I think the seller is going to be pretty good. I mean, how good exactly? It's just sort of hard until we see in game. I feel there's going to be so many like different supports to account for. AGL Kid Gohan, Vegeta Trunks, and then you have the Tag Blues, both 60% SA phase support from Goku, and then Vegeta has 80% phase 1 support for Trunks allies, which will hit the new LR, and it will hit this character too, but it wouldn't. I don't think it wouldn't hit like future Gohan, but it would hit this character. But the active skill support. So, because of how Dokkan likes to do things, this Gohan is bond of, or he isn't. He's not bond of. Oh right, because is it just because of fucking Trunks? I was thinking because this Gohan is bond of parent and child. That's crazy. I mean, he'll still get the buff from the active skill, but it just won't be the 25%. It'll be 15%. So like, there's a lot of support you can have on the team. Plus, you can have like the Dragon Ball manga Gohan as an option, right? I mean, he has 40% phase 1 support that'll hit all allies at all times. So, there's a lot of support this team's going to have. I feel like it's going to be pretty dominant. And while I'm not going to be summoning, I do think everything coming is going to be very, very good for me for that hybrid Broly mission. I mean, I do have, this LR fully rainbowed, so I'm definitely very excited for their EZA. Now, I will say I'm actually a bit skeptical about this guy. Like, I don't know. Like, his defense is just not that. It's not all that, I don't feel. In fact, let me just go down to him. Where do I have? Yeah, so this is future Gohan. Why is? I don't know why that happened. That threw me off for a moment. So this is Rainbow Future Gohan, and this should not be capitalized like that. Why is it? What the hell? Go bold, go indented. 16. Damn. Oh, now it's changing these. God damn it. Stop it. Google Docs, you're fighting me. Okay, there we go. Anyway, so like his defense here is not that good, right? I am concerned about that, but I don't do attack calcs, and I think this guy will do a ton of damage. So we'll have to see. Another thing, I don't think anyone, I know like there's the private servers. I don't really pay attention to those, but I haven't seen maybe if people have like tested if this can actually proc, as long as a revive happens in general, or if it has to be specifically a revive while this character's on the field. As far as I know, we don't know that yet. But I mean, with only 58% damage reduction, and I mean his guard is very, very situational. He's not going to be like supers will melt him, right? So I guess the idea with the character is, with the scouter he has, he's going to get melted from supers, but he should tank all normals, and he should be like a real damage machine. So we'll have to see, but I think he could be pretty crazy. Like I think the team is pretty well decently set up, to be honest. And then Gohan like 55%. I mean, it's even more dreadful. I'm actually kind of curious. Typically I don't really check this sort of thing. We'll just do this as a sort of like extra thing here. I don't typically, sometimes I do like to do more calcs within the video, but so he has 14,419 at Rainbow. Let me just go to, we'll say like a level 600, right? Bronze defense. I feel like that's a pretty good common number. So you could also get that with the gold dodge. So let's say level 600 defense, so he'd be at 15,019. And let me just get some more calcs in for this guy, or just like a sort of scenario, because I'm curious about like how big of a difference. I did not check this before. Like, how big of a difference will that make for him? And then you could also have things like Vegeta Trunks support, of course, but we're talking just Gohan here. So, math hard. Hold on. The 158, right? Listen, when it's something like, oh yeah, 350 plus 50, like this guy has so many fucking different numbers. And then the 58, and then the 258, because I'll just check like the revival first 5 turns. Okay, so that would be 8.32, how it gets written in here. Okay, so because this is this sort of scenario right here, 50% support, or no, this is actually without support. So I mean, if you have support, I mean, it's a 20,000 difference. If you have support though, because I mean, you're gonna have support on the team. I mean, that's more of like a 30,000 difference. And if we're talking about when receiving the attack, that's I mean it's what, like a 70k difference. So I guess like maybe if you throw like a bronze and the gold sort of dodge defense on him, maybe that'll make like a massive difference. But I don't know. I don't really, because he already has like a lot of raw defense. You know, I was just like throwing that out as an option because I was kind of curious. I mean, 14,000's a decent bit already, so like I don't think it's gonna help him too much. Like it does help, but I would say for this character, what you really need to focus on getting is SA phase. Now, how you go about that, that's up to you. Um, I'd say Vegeta Trunks. Vegeta Trunks are definitely that SA phase support. Like just talking like same sort of scenario here. Um, in fact, let me even just show like normal Gohan just to get this across perfectly. So I mean this is him exactly right here. Right, let's throw one single Vegeta Trunks. 1.05. Nearly 100k. 1.1, so two Vegeta Trunks. Like you're increasing, it's not exactly, but a little less than 100k per Vegeta Trunks Super. And I think that will make a pretty big difference for this guy, especially when you can have the tag Vegeta floating around, right? And then I did not mean to do that. But then you could get 1.15 active skill phase. Like there are so many support options for this guy. That's why I don't know. These characters' defenses, it's hard for me to like actually rate. That's why I'm trying to do some extra calcs here because there's like so much support on the team, and they all look to be meant to work pretty cohesive with each other. And then you also have like Vegeta Trunks and Gohan both have their actives that give defense to allies for 2 turns. So I don't know. I think this is actually going to be a pretty good team. It's hard to evaluate all the different defensive like boosting options we have until we're in game. But overall, I'm pretty excited for both these guys. I will use my Dokkan Day tickets, of course. I doubt I'll get anything from them. I mean, I literally just got Goma. But it is going to be a double rates banner, or at least it definitely should be. So, I mean, this character is going to be featured. This character is going to be featured, obviously. I think we'll probably see a Super EZA for that physical Trunks at some point this celebration. So he'll probably be featured. Like, it's probably going to be a pretty decent banner because it's also going to have Carnival Wrath Broly and the tag girls on it. Maybe even GOAThan. We don't know how far back they're doing the sort of Carnival LR returns, like what the cutoff point is. So we'll have to see on that. But I don't know. I think this is gonna be a pretty good banner. Like it, if you're a big future Gohan Trunks fan, and it's a very, very valuable banner, double rates. Like I can't say like, oh, you'd be stupid for somebody, because I don't think you would be. But keep in mind all the big stuff we have around the corner. It's like I just think it's a lot more like valuable and wise to save your stones, especially when we know exactly when this character will return in like 4.5 months or something, 5 months, which is quite a while, I suppose. But like you could definitely use them as a friend lead too. I mean, Bond of Master and Disciple, you can definitely make something work with that. So yeah, I don't know. But anyway, I think I'll just like end things here. I wanted to go. I know this is meant for this character specifically. Looking at their equips, but I really wanted to talk about this character because I'm really excited for them. But I'm also questionable or questioning, I suppose I should say, what all they may get. So yeah, let me just scroll through these again real quick here. If you want to pause at any time, you can. But yeah, I think maybe like defense equips on Int Future Gohan will be the play. I think they will actually make a pretty big difference for him. For AGL Gohan, because the thing with AGL Future Gohan, right, is why I don't think they'll make as big of a difference for him. His guard isn't guaranteed, is my issue, and you're not going to want to put him slot 1, even though he has guaranteed in slot 1. You're not going to want to do it. So I'm not sure how like tanky he'll be. we'll have to see in game. But I think you definitely can make him pretty tanky. So I'm pretty excited for this whole drop here. We'll see what else comes with the celebration. Rip the androids team though, you know. So much for the androids team buffs. Which once again, that's another reason why I think superheroes upcoming. Those Gamma EZAs and the superhero character EZAs, they've been trying to revisit all the big stuff throughout all the years of Dokkan this year. Uh, and I think finishing the year off with the only time we've had special LRs for superhero, and they've been doing special LRs a lot this year. So finishing off the year with special LRs, making it like tag superhero LRs, I think could be pretty cool. I think that's something they would be very interested in doing. So I think the androids team may get more buffs through that, but it does look like the androids buff from the celebration are over, unfortunately. So I guess it is what it is. But yeah, I'm going to end things here. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Take care.